Schmack-a-ma-gob, I'm here to review the new Noel Gallagher and the High Flying Birds album, Cancel Skies. Now, I'm a huge fan of Noel. I've been following him since he left Oasis, and he's done these weird changes that, man, I'm still with him, man. And this new album has a little bit of his early, the first two solo albums, and then there's a little bit of Who Built the Moon in some of the songs, and little hints of Oasis too here and there. And I got the deluxe version that brings a ton of extra songs and instrumentals and stuff, and it's Mr. X. Mr. X hooked me up and got me it, and I downloaded it, but I'm allowed to download it because I bought it. Alright? I think everybody that buys this should get for free all the bonus tracks. And the vinyl, here's the vinyl, and the inside has the lyrics. The back has a picture of the musical genius. The inside, you know, some weird stuff. And back here has all the credits of who played on what. And I could have got colored vinyl, but I prefer my vinyl like I like my Sabbath, black. So, there you go. Now, the vinyl also brought a single. There's a single that came in the vinyl, and it's this one right here, and it has We're Gonna Get There in the End, which is a song like he released like a year or so ago, which I really like, and also Pretty Boy Acoustic. Now, what do I think of this album? You know, even though I think Noel's a musical genius and I love him, and you know, but I don't think there has been a Noel album or an Oasis album, for that matter, that I like every single track. I have listened to this album 6 times. I love every single track. Am I going to say it's the best album he's done? No, it's too soon to tell. And plus, you know, I mean, I can still think of, you know, songs that are better than any song off this album from previous albums. But that's because it hasn't grown on me yet. Who knows? Maybe all these songs will eclipse all my favorite Noel songs. It's just too early. But, you know, every time I've heard one of his albums, you know, some of the songs are like, I didn't feel this way with this one. I thought every song was great. I mean, there's one on here that I don't think is as great as all the other songs, but it's still great. So now I'm going to go through the track listing. Alright, it starts off with I'm Not Gonna Give Up Tonight, and I love it. You know, this should have been one of the first single or the second single of the album. It's a really feel-good song. This album is very positive and feel-good, and I think this is a great song to set the mood for the album. I absolutely love this song. And then it goes into Pretty Boy. Now, this was the first song I heard from this album, and I like it, but it did not blow my mind. You know, I think there's better songs for the first single, but I do like it. You know, it's a great album track, I think. You know, it's different. It's, you know, Noel's evolution has got me the whole way. And yeah, I hear a little bit of Who Built the Moon on this, and, you know, sprinkle with some other stuff. Some newer stuff that Noel is trying. All right, next one is called Dead to the World, and what a gorgeous song this one is. I love the strings, and the strings were recorded in Abbey Road. And I think this song is actually stunning. You know, I love his falsetto. It's such a heartbreaking song. May have to do with his divorce, I don't know. But as of now, this is my favorite song off the album. And I've heard Noel say in an interview that this song was inspired by kids, I think in a South American country, that would be outside his hotel singing Oasis songs. And that inspired this song. So I've heard. So he said. Alright, next one is called Open the Door, See What You Find. I love it. I love the strings. It's upbeat, and this song is like like warm sunshine on a beautiful day. This song is absolute magic, and it has this 70s vibe. Love it. And this song, Noel said, was about, look at yourself, look what you become, embrace, who you are, type thing. All right, next is Trying to Find a World That's Been Gone, Part 1. There ain't no Part 2, but I understand Part 2 is a little more beefier with drums and stuff. And this one, it sounds it could have fit on Standing on the Shoulder of Giants from Oasis. It has a little bit of Sunday Morning Call. It's kind of like Sunday Morning Call Part 2. It's a gorgeous song, and I wonder if Noel is going to like this song in the future, because he hates Sunday Morning Call, which is definitely one of my favorite Oasis songs ever. And Trying to Find a World That's Been Gone Part 1 is awesome. Love it. Next, Easy Now. Probably my second favorite. The vocals are immense. Song is epic. I remember playing it over and over again when it was released like a few months ago. It's such an amazing song. It's genius, man. Genius songwriting. And, this song is proof of that. And Noel wanted David Gilmour to do the solo on this, but he couldn't because at the time it was the shutdown and stuff. But it would have been cool to have David Gilmour on this too. All right, next is the title track, Cancel Skies. Another amazing song. The melodies are amazing. Another flawless song. It's brilliant. How he comes up with such amazing songs after all this time, it's just awesome, and yeah, it's astonishing. I think the song is astonishing. The song has a lot going on, and it all comes together beautifully. I give it a 10. And I will say on this song, he does borrow from some of his other songs. Like if you listen to the pre-chorus, it's exactly like Pretty Boy. And then the chorus, Under the Cancel Skies I'll Find You, is lifted from the Ballad of the Mighty Eye, which happens to be my all-time favorite Noel Gallagher, solo song. And he borrows from it here, and he can because he's Noel. And it sounds great. I love it. It's awesome. I love Cancel Skies. Next, There She Blows. This blows my mind, actually. I hear a nod to I hear a little bit of On a Plane from Nirvana, and I also hear a little bit of Bus Stop from the Hollies. And then there's some Noel thrown in the mix for good measure. I love it. I think it's an awesome tune. All right, next one is called Love is a Rich Man. And this is the one I got to say. I love it. It's a cool tune, but I don't think it's as awesome as everything we heard before it. This one may grow on me as it is, I've only heard it 6 times. But it's a fun, feel-good tune, and I really love it. It's got some cool hooks. All right, then it ends with Think of a Number. This song's a masterpiece. Has a little falling down from Dig Your Soul in it, just a little bit. And I think it's an amazing tune with an amazing flow. Maybe one of my favorites in the future. And there's kind of a little bit of a new wave vibe. I love it. And that brings the end of the album, but these are the bonus on the Super Deluxe thing. The first song is called Don't Stop, and this was a demo that Oasis did. And I do prefer the Oasis version, but not by much. I think this is great, the Don't Stop. Then we're going to get There in the End, which is on the single that I got. It's a nice tune, feel-good tune. I don't know if it would measure up to the album, but it does not take away from the tune. It's beautiful. This was demoed by Noel years ago, and the demo is great too. And then he does a cover of Mind Games from John Lennon, which is a great cover. Really cool. And it's one of the Lennon songs I really like, one of his solo songs. I'm not going to say this is better than the Lennon version, but it's definitely not worse. So it's just as good, I think. It's awesome. All right, next, several songs are all instrumental. Pretty Boy, Dead to the World, Cancel Skies, and Think of a Number, all instrumentals, and I love it. You know, yes, I prefer the vocals, but listening to these songs stripped down just the instrumental, it was a really pleasant listen, and I really dug all of them. Then after that, we got, let's see, I'm Not Giving Up Tonight. David Holmes remix. It's more of an electronic remix, and I don't care for it. And then Think of a Number, which is a Pet Shop Boys Magic Eye remix. And it's not bad, not as good as the original, but I can handle this remix. I like the next one, Pretty Boys, where he got Robert Smith of The Cure, and I think this is complete garbage. It takes... Robert Smith takes away like some of the hooks that you hear in Pretty Boy, and I'm not a Cure fan. I'm sorry, and I don't think Robert Smith did this song any favors. Then after that, we got Cancel Skies Reflex Revision, which is horrible. Don't care for it. Now, mind you, these are all bonus tracks. They're off that album. I think every song is good. All right. Then we got Flying on the Ground, and you know, he released this as a single like a year ago or so, and I love it. I think it's a great mid-tempo track. And then a Bob Dylan cover called You Ain't Going Nowhere, and it's awesome. You know, I went back and listened to the original Bob Dylan version, and yeah, man, I mean, I think Bob Dylan wrote some amazing songs, but I can't get into his recordings. Like, All Along the Watchtower and like a Rolling Stone, the way Hendrix did it, I liked it more than Bob Dylan. I liked Heaven, the band Heaven, their version of Knocking on Heaven's Door. I'll take over Bob Dylan. And also, probably my favorite, along with the Jimi Hendrix All Along the Watchtower, To Make You Feel My Love by Billy Joel is probably one of my favorites. Probably the favorite, along with All Along the Watchtower. Such a great cover. And that's an obscure Bob Dylan song. And I went to go listen to the original. And no, man, Billy Joel nailed it. All right, and then we got Live Forever, the Oasis song. And I think it's great. Though I do prefer Liam's voice over Noel's on this track, which is a rarity. Because I usually like how Noel sings the songs that Liam later did, like the demos that Noel would do. And that is it. So there you go. That is my review of Cancel Skies. I give it the album, not some of those bonus things. I give this a 10 out of 10. I think it's an all-killer, no-filler album. This is my opinion. I can't say that about any Noel Gallagher album. I can't say that about any Oasis album. Hell, I can't even say that about Liam albums. But I can say it about this one. Every song on this album, I absolutely love. So, that's one good thing that came out of the shutdown. Cancel Skies. So, there you go. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And if you like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And please subscribe to my channel if you have not. And ring that little notification bell. Please give this video a like. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. And stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath. And smack 'em a cop.
Before we get canceled, check out the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast with me and Wattzilla. We are the Podcast Kings. Link to the podcast is in the description below. And also a link to the YouTube page. Check out older episodes with visuals. And very soon, either Ian and I will learn how to go on YouTube Live. Might be soon. So check out the greatest podcast ever according to Science.com. It's also God's favorite podcast and Satan's favorite podcast as well. So check out the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast before we get canceled.